A few introductions first. I'm Mike, Louise's proud dad, and Harry's new father-in-law. And if you don't recognise any of those names, you're probably at the wrong wedding, to be perfectly honest. I've actually prepared a real belter of a wedding speech. It's hilarious. But unfortunately, Suzanne won't let me read that one, so we'll start with this one instead. First of all, let me all welcome you to Berry Court. I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy the celebrations with Harry and Louise, and we'll all have some fun. Obviously, it's so nice to see so many friendly, familiar faces. I've obviously known a lot of Louise's friends from school, college, and university. Give yourselves a shout, please. It's really great that they've all stayed in touch and supported each other for a number of years. Well, into their 30s now. Sorry. Knocking on a bit, yeah. In more recent years, I've also met a number of Harry's mates, and we've enjoyed some good times together. We had a few drinks the other day. So I know they've got great support around them. So, where did it all start? Well, although Louise was born on 21st of December 1991, our journey for a sibling, for Natalie, let me turn the page, had started well before then. Unfortunately, Suzanne suffered a couple of miscarriages, and we started to wonder if we would only have the one beautiful daughter. However, our baby Louise then came along at precisely 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, 21st December 1991, which indeed was her due date. Always on time.
And today I was as well.
Yeah. I remember it well as Suzanne's contractions started just before match of the day was due to begin. Luckily, I think Saints had played on the Friday night, and so I didn't miss their game anyway, so, you know. Louise may now be a Lewis, but she will, of course, always be my baby. It may not surprise you, a lot of you, but as soon as she was born, Louise was crying for attention. Some things just never change. Interestingly, also, she had a lot of red hair. And so if Louise and Harry decide to have any children, I don't think we'd be taking bets on the colour of her hair. At the age of just 6 weeks, Louise was taken quite ill and was admitted to hospital. Hold on a sec.
We're just getting to the heartfelt.
I know. This is the sad bit. So. Hold on. Oh, and yeah, at one stage we thought we might even lose her. But I think, as we all know, she's a bit of a fighter and soon pulled through. Whilst growing up, it became very clear that Louise has always known what she wanted and is very determined to get it. This started from a very young age, when she would only wear certain clothes or would only eat her toast for breakfast if it was cut into a Teletubby shape. Do you still do it now? Yeah. This mentality has stayed with her throughout her life. She was always determined that she would get herself a brand new mini car, and of course this happened a few years ago. Still got it. I remember well that at about the age of 6, she decided she wanted to learn to play the violin at school, and there was no talking her out of this. And I think we as a family all remember the horrific sounds of her practicing at home in the evenings. Anyway, the day came when she was part of a show at her school, and we were invited along to watch with the other parents. I can't remember now what she played, but I do remember being terrified as to what it might sound like. And I think Suzanne spent most of the time in the toilets because she was so scared. I think it was Louise and a boy called Shane Pollard, who some of you may well know, who were playing the violins. Anyway, I couldn't get hold of Sean, but... Shane, not Sean, Shane. But I did manage to bring along a violin. And I just wondered if Louise fancied giving it a go, just to entertain us. I'm sorry, it's not going to be in tune at all.
Ready?
So you now know what we experienced every evening. Apart from obviously being very special to us, Louise always liked to spend money. If we went out anywhere, she always checked that I had my wallet, or wallop as she called it, with me. She also learned our PIN number at a very early age and still remembers it now, I think. And once we paid off our mortgage, she delighted in telling everybody that we met that we were now mortgage-free. And so we had lots of money. It's not true, trust me. But here she is. And don't they both look gorgeous today, actually? Really good-looking couple. I mean, in particular, I think Louise, is funny, intelligent, kind, good-looking. Where did she get all those traits from? All joking aside, I'm sure you would agree that Louise has grown up to be a beautiful young woman. I know all of her friends would agree she's very loyal and fun-loving, and I'm sure that they all have their own stories to tell of her from school, college and university nights out. So catch them in the bar later, and I'm sure you'll hear lots of these stories. Quite nice having an assistant, isn't it? Obviously, on a special day like today, there are, unfortunately, a number of relatives, some friends who are no longer with us, who could not be with us today. I'm not going to name individuals, but I know that we will all have our own special memories. I think it would be nice if we could just make this our first toast of the day. So if you're able to, would you all stand and join me with a toast to... So, all to absent friends and relatives, please. Cheers. Okay, you can all sit down now. As I'm sure most of you know, Louise and Harry met at Chichester University. And although, like most couples, they've had their ups and downs, they have been together for more than 10 years now. As you can imagine, when they decided to move to Uxbridge, this was a massive move for Louise, as she was moving away from the family home and all her friends in the Southampton area. To both of their credit, Louise seemed to settle into London life very quickly, and Harry's friends soon became her friends too. At this stage, I just wanted to give my thanks for the love and support of Louise's other mum and dad, who are sat at the end of the table here, namely Wendy and Martin. They've always looked after her. I know Martin has had to deal with some tyre issues and car issues over his time and things like that, but it's really much appreciated. Indeed, they've always been very welcoming for us, and, well, we're related now. At the same time, I just wanted to give out a shout-out to Joe and Sharon. Wow, there they are. Joe and Sharon, Louise's employers. I treat them like a work mum and dad as well. So, hi, thank you. So, who is this young man who has taken my baby away from me? The Woolworths poster boy. Yeah, oh, Ladybird, not Woolworths. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, For those of you who can remember Woolworths, that is, Harry had a starring role as a baby, Ladybird's baby. It's often been said that daughters marry a man similar to their father. I'm not quite sure who's more terrified now, me or Harry. As I've said before, we've known Harry for over 10 years now. Some of his impressions are the very best, and he never fails to make us laugh. He's a real credit to Martin and Wendy, and we wholeheartedly welcome him to the family. Harry, like it or not, you are now officially one of us. Harry, one other word of advice. If you remember that marriage is simply a union in which one person is always right and the other person is you, you're going to be fine, mate. Can you turn it? At this stage, I was going to bring in some football banter, but I decided that Southampton Football Club had given football fans enough laughs over this season, so we're not going to talk about that at all, right? All I will say is that, unfortunately, as most of us probably know, Harry's a big Man United fan. But then I guess none of us are perfect. And at least he doesn't support the team that play in blue 20 miles down the road from Southampton. Seriously, anybody who has spent some time in their company together know that Louise and Harry love to bicker. Their relationship seems to thrive on this. So they really do complement each other so well. And I think that all in all, they're perfect for each other, and wish them very many happy years of marriage together. Right, coming to the end now, you'll be pleased to hear. So please stand with me, raise your glass, and let's toast a happy couple. Here's a toast to a happy and healthy life together, full of endless love and laughter, to Louise and Harry. Cheers.
Thanks, Daddy.
Right. I guess it's my turn now. Haven't had much time to really think, and here we are. I'm about to do it, so what am I going to do?
Do you want to get out the envelope?
I don't know. I could do something else. I was the one who had it all. I was the master of my fate. I never needed anybody in my life. That's enough. That's quite enough. That's quite enough. I'll do it properly now. For those lucky enough to have never heard me sing that awful Beauty and the Beast song before, congratulations. I'm not going to be doing any more of that today. You see, my original plan was to do that in full just so that I could avoid the dreaded public speaking, which I'm doing now. And because I'm not going to lie, I'm not a huge fan of it. So I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can. And as per usual, I'm starving. So the quicker that we can get through this, the quicker we can all eat. Yeah? Good? Sound good? Yeah. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming, especially those of you that have travelled from far away. I mean, many of you have travelled from other continents to be here today, and we couldn't be more grateful. Even those that live in this country have still had to travel pretty far, and not to mention having to take annual leave to be here. So thank you all so much. It's just fantastic having you all here. Thank you. I want to give a special shout out as well to my best men, Christoph and Peter over there. These guys organised the most epic stag do in Budapest for me. And I won't go into too much detail, and hopefully they won't either. But I'm happy to report that we all made it back in one piece. Well, where is he? Little Dan over there, bless him, yeah. Dan managed to get into a fight with the pavement. The pavement won and even stole his phone. But no, yeah, sorry, Dan, I had to mention that, didn't I? But we all had an amazing time, and it's just so good that I've got so many good friends that I can get drunk with. So thanks, guys. And yeah, speaking of friends that I can get drunk with, my groomsmen, where are they? Liam, Louise, Martin. Just thank you for keeping me sane today. I really didn't expect to be as nervous as I was. I was a wreck. So just to have all of you by my side, and Christoph and Peter, just made it a whole lot easier. So thanks, guys. I'd like to thank as well Louise's maid of honour, Natalie, and the entire bridal party, Lucy, Gina, Jess, Wayne. I know that Louise had an amazing time at her hen do because she came back severely hungover. Yeah, she was feeling very sorry for herself.
I was broken.
I did also see lots of pictures of her hanging around with people in the mask of a really handsome-looking ginger bloke. So that had to be the highlight, I reckon. Surely. Yeah, and Ed Sheeran, so, you know. But seriously, guys, you've all been such a good support for Louise for that night, for that weekend, and for the build-up today. So thank you all so much. So I'll start with a toast there. Toast to the bridal party, and to Natalie, the maid of honour. If you'd all, you can sit down if you like. You know, we'll get through this. Thank you. All right. Find my place. So I'll take a moment as well to thank our parents, Mum and Dad, Susie and Mike, for their incredible support in making this day a reality. Because seriously, without your guidance and your financial support, Louise and I would probably have ended up getting married in a garage in Slough. As much as that might have made me happy to save a bit of money, it would no way have been as special as the day that we've had today. So thank you. We can't express in words how thankful we are. But Susie and Mike, it's been an honour to officially join your family. I feel like I've been a part of the furniture for a few years now, but that's only made easy because of how loving the both of you are. I honestly couldn't be more grateful to have such amazing in-laws. And on a side note, thanks for putting up with me during my far too many to count Sunday hangovers. I'd like to say there probably aren't going to be any more, but there probably will be, so sorry about that. Mum and Dad, I struggle with this part of the speech because as much as I love the pair of you, we Lewises are by no means affectionate. So rather than a soppy story, I'll just say thanks for being the best parents that I could ask for and for raising me to be the strapping young man that I am today. Thank you. I love you both. But let's not forget the real star of the show, my beautiful bride, Louise! Woo! I'm not supposed to read this bit because it wasn't supposed to be prepared, but Louise, you look absolutely stunning today. Just as I knew you would. So I'm going to carry on reading now. And I am the luckiest man alive to be marrying you. I still can't believe that I convinced you to say yes. Well, I can a little bit. There may have been some very subtle hints over the years. Not to mention the contract. I won't go any further. But seriously, you've put so much hard work into planning this day, and I'm grateful for everything that you've done. All I did was hide an engagement ring inside an egg. The rest of it was all you. So, thank you, Louise, for putting up with me and for making this day unforgettable. I'm cool. I'm fine. But to sum up, though, just thank you all once again for coming today and to everyone that had a hand in its preparation. I'm happy to report that we're almost halfway through the speeches, so not too long now until we can dig into some lovely grub, eh? So let's raise a glass to Louise and our future together. Thank you. That's me all done.
Thank you. Oh, God. everyone. Mine's not too long, don't panic, okay? Because I know I'm a bit of an add-on. When Louise asked me to do a little speech for her wedding, I won't lie, I had a little bit of a panic. I thought, how can I do justice to all of the wonderful memories we've had together growing up? And then I realised the best way would be to share some of these with you all. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all right, I'm messing, kind of. So once upon a time, there were two little sisters, one apparently very angelic, and the other, not so much. I remember that glorious day when you were first born and I saw you, my Mary. That's what I wanted you to be called. And thought, who the hell is this and why does she have to live here? The years that followed included your constant questions of why, watching Titanic every day during the 6 weeks holiday, and in between listening to Celine singing My Heart Will Go On, sorry Mum and Dad, and embracing your beloved cuddly toy you so cutely called Lucifer. You were always such a loving little sister to have by my side, though. I remember the black and white video camera. Do you remember that? Yeah. We'd make our own little carry-on movies and silly films. There's that really gorgeous moment where you're shouting, kiss, kiss at me at the camera. And then I get closer up to you and actually you're going, kick, kick at me. So sweet. As the years passed, we did eventually start to feel closer in age. We had very similar tastes in men, particularly the heartthrobs from back in the day. Yes, Frodo Baggins and Harry Potter were at one stage our true loves. And some may say that you bagged yourself a Weasley, so you haven't done too badly there. Thank you. That went down better than I thought. Thanks. My uni mates always talk about how approachable you were when we came to visit. When they first met you, I don't know if you remember this, you didn't say hello to them. You just simply looked them up and down with a blank expression and just said, I like your jacket, where's it from? I think they actually shivered with fear and they were just like, oh, there's H&M. But you are always the cool sister with the apple-bottom jeans and a complete lack of fear to go up and chat to strangers after a few bevies. Just don't throw a spider into the mix. Our screens don't cope too well. We even had to change hotel rooms at 2 a.m. because of one. Music has always played a big part in your life, and since I'm not that great with sentimental chats or singing, I thought I could write you a very short poem stolen from some of your favourite songs and artists, so maybe everyone can have a little guess if you know who they all are. I call it We Met Jack Savaretti. We'll be dancing in the sun, by the ocean, on the beach. I want to celebrate and live my life, running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hand. You take me up high with the clouds in the sky, always and forever, you and me. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Oh God, I'm getting emotional. I shake that off. I've got to say, as a big sister, I do feel incredibly grateful to have had you by my side in life. You are generous in ways you don't even realise, not just from the fabulous hand-me-up clothes that I've got from you, but being a huge support in times of need, and as Auntie Lulu, and of course my red wine with fish buddy and fellow Brittany Boogia. As Mum would say, we're so lucky to have each other. One final memory that I'd like to share with you all is from when me, Louise and Mum used to wait for the bus. And you had as much patience as Lenny does now, although I have to say he's doing very well today. So to try and distract you from pole dancing around the bus stop, Mum would give you her £1 coin and we'd all make a wish for the bus to come around the corner. Do you remember this? Yeah. You would hold it tightly in your hand, say a few magic words, and then miraculously, most times it actually did appear. So I thought we could embrace this little bit of nostalgia today and make a wish for the two of you to have a long and happy marriage. So I've actually got a £1 coin with me here. And I thought everyone could join in with this. So if everyone could just clench your hands together, imagine you've got a £1 coin in there. And we're going to all say the 3 magic words together, okay? And those 3 magic words are, why kick Lucifer? Okay? So I'm gonna say it's, why kick Lucifer? After 3, we're all going to say it together. Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Why kick Lucifer? Woo! I think it worked. Well done. So that's it from me. I just want to say cheers to the happy couple. Wish you a long life of happiness. Love you loads. Woo! Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. This will do, won't it? All right, settle down, everyone. I know you've all been looking forward to this point of the evening the most. Well, probably not Harry and Louise, but here we are. Anyway, for those of you who I've not yet been acquainted with, my name is Christoph, and joining me on my left is Peter. We are here to serve the venerable roles of best man, something that after knowing Harry for about 10 to 15 years, we're not really sure why he's picked us. We're a little bit surprised, but honoured nonetheless. So therefore, it is with humble gratitude towards the beautiful Louise and the equally dashing Harold that we seize this opportunity to make this next 5 or so minutes as amiable as possible. So according to ChatGPT, this next part is, where we're supposed to talk about the groom, and by definition, the next paragraph is quote unquote the meat of the speech. What our artificial intelligence and compliances may not realise, however, is that this meat needs to be a little bit slim pickings rather than a feast. It would be unconscionable to mention all the dirt that we really have on Harry, and to put it bluntly, a little bit piss poor in taste. A word that you'll recognise coming up throughout this speech a few more times. So for that, we actually need to find someone so morally corrupt and depraved in character that he thinks working in recruitment is a career. So with no further ado, I'll give you Pete.
Thanks, Christoph. I didn't think I'd get roasted there, to be honest with you, but there you go. I vetoed most of that as well, but no, we'll go with it. Thanks everybody for being here too. I'm honoured to be able to talk about Harry and Louise for a bit on their big day. I thought I'd start us off with a little think back to Harry through all the 17 years that I've known him. So, when I first met Harry, he was honestly at the pinnacle of emo fashion. He had a grenade haircut, which, if you don't know, it's a long fringe at the front and a bit of a weird explosion at the back. He had some blonde highlights, he wore a lot of neon, band t-shirts, and if I'm honest, most of the top man wardrobe. He finished off the look with some ultra skinny jeans, and come to think of it, I think he still tries to wear the same pair today. Now, staying true to these trends, I'm sure you all know, or you might not know, but Harry was in a band. Yeah. He was the lead singer for a small band called Goodnight Glory. I think he knows what's coming. I'm not sure of the meaning there myself, but look, this isn't the highlight. The first song, and one-hit wonder, was called nothing less than Slit My Wrists and Eat My Face. Sorry, Harry, I couldn't do a speech without mentioning that. Maybe later. Look, ever since those early days, we've been pretty close. This was especially the case after he wandered into my mum's bedroom at the tender age of 18 and lost control of his bladder at the end of her bed. All over her feet and her laptop. That made for an interesting morning the next day when she summoned him to have a little chat and explain what happened while he was sleepwalking. He's repeated this trick a few times over the years. Sorry, Harry. Poor Johnny, Martin's brother over there, fell at the full brunt of this on Martin's stag do last year when Harry fell out of the top of his bunk bed onto Johnny and relieved himself again. Even better, though, was that Harry decided to stay in this bed with Johnny, naked, clearly unwilling to make his way back up to the bed again. I know Louise has suffered from this trick of his a few times too. I think wardrobes, sofas, drawers have all been victims. And on that note, I actually have a little present for you both on your wedding day to help you, hopefully, with your wedding night. So I've got this to give you here. For those that can't see, it's a waterproof mattress. Right, so over the years, I've travelled with Harry quite a bit as well, and a few other trends have begun to appear. The first is that he will always have a severe 1 to 3 day hangover, and this was particularly apparent in Ibiza and Thailand, where they lasted 2 to 3 days, and in both cases, he refused to leave the room and demanded that food was brought to him. When he did leave the room, though, he really did see the wonders. And when I say what wonders, I mean the Burger Kings and McDonald's in every single town that we go to, because he refused to leave the room well, no, sorry, he didn't do that. I got that wrong there. That's the problem of reading it. Because he point blank refused to eat the local food and relies on his trusty burger. He also refuses to do a few tourist activities, most notably in Tel Aviv, where we travelled to the Dead Sea, but he wouldn't go in because it looked dirty. I also realised that I couldn't talk about Harry without mentioning football and his beloved Man United. I think this relationship started very well in his younger years, but I must say the downfall has been a true delight for myself and the groomsmen to see. Particular losses such as 6-1 to Tottenham, 6-1 to Man City, and 7-0 to Liverpool. Sorry, Martin, I'm having a go at you here as well. Have been fantastic, but I think our favourite has to be a 5-3 loss to Leicester, where Harry proceeded to lock himself in his bathroom, shed a few tears, and refused to come out. We weren't too worried, though, as he has done this before when we told him about Stalin, and he proceeded to cry himself asleep in the bathtub. These episodes really bring back Harry's performing arts career. And on this note, I mean, this has been ruined now, but I'm pleased to announce that Harry is performing in full his famous Beauty and the Beast solo. He got ahead of me there, didn't he? But the DJ has the song, and it's all set for 9:30 this evening. He really ruined that one, sorry. But look, that's most of the stories for me. I feel, I've mentioned a few things, they've been a bit harsh, but I just want to end by saying how much of a great guy Harry really is. He's kind, he's thoughtful, and he's caring. He's a great friend, and it's been an absolute pleasure growing up with you. I've loved seeing how you've grown with Louise over the years too. Louise, you're a star. You look absolutely amazing today, and I can't see all the years to come. On that note, a cheers to the bride and groom, Harry and Louise.
Right, with all that awkwardness finally out of the way, we can actually move on to the main attraction of the wedding, the lovely Louise! Give it up! Come on! Yeah, I mean, they say first impressions matter the most, and that's something definitely in that, because even after 11 years after first meeting her, I can still picture Louise passionately describing her best friend Billy. If you know, you know. All right, so a group of 6 lads in a pub, within about 12 minutes of, meeting her. Anyway, not afraid to hold her own or to respond to Peter's banal heckling. It's clear as day that she will always be the most influential and important woman in Harry's life, right after Wilma. I mean, the next decade or so were a sight to behold. I mean, transforming such a caveman is no small feat. But your countless quirky jobs, you leaving Southampton to buy a home together in Denham, your Sundays or your no-nonsense contract writing skills have all inspired a slightly better version of Harry, where he no longer has to moan about selling suits on a Sunday or has to sleep in a piss-stained futon. It is done with a sigh of relief and a big thank you for saving our Harry and showing him that there's more to life than another lukewarm flat pint served in a plastic cup in a Crown and Treaty on a Saturday night. It is a huge weight off our collective shoulders, knowing that we'll never have to console him sobbing in the back of a taxi again. Maybe you can do that yourself, but only if you can hold a sick down this time. One time. No, but with all that said, I do feel that it is my duty to offer you some wisdom and advice on how to have a happy marriage. Having been married for a year and Pete's too cool to ever propose to his girlfriend. So you get the following right and you shall grow and prosper. Number 1, communication. Communication is key to a happy marriage. Talk about how you feel about United losing 7-0 again. Discuss that new Jerry Cinnamon album in detail. Number 2, compromise. Marriage is all about giving and taking. One day it might be Wetherspoons, the next it might be McDonald's. Work together to find a solution. Number 3, quality time. Make time for each other on a regular basis. Remember that quality time doesn't have to be expensive, but it most likely will be if you keep on going to the Green Man for that next pint. And number 4, patience. Good God, Louise, you're going to need a lot of that. That all said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the congregation, today marks the beginning of a new journey for Harry and Louise. If you thought it was a wild one so far, strap yourselves in because it's about to ascend to a whole new level. Hey, for all of you who have known this couple, even just for a short amount of time, I'm sure that you'll agree that they're genuine, kind-hearted, and the most amazing individuals that you've ever met. Harry and Louise, may your hearts shine brighter than 1,000 oven pizzas. May your love continue growing stronger than a Fergie-era United. And with each passing day, may your lives be filled with TV, burgers, cheap booze, and plenty of joy. Just remember to live, laugh, and love.